We're going to talk about mental health, Echo.
Okay.
Lots of people in our lives have mental health issues.
Yeah.
I'm not too proud to say that I myself have been on medication for 12 years because I had severe postpartum depression after my last child. Made me do some really crazy wackadoodle things before I finally was like, I need help. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
I'm Susan.
I'm Echo.
We are two hairdressers that are here to talk to you about anything and everything.
Anything about fashion, beauty, topics you don't necessarily talk about with your parents or your loved ones.
This one's going to get a little serious today, guys, but we'll try to keep it a little lighter, okay? It's a hard thing to face when you need that help, you know? So,
It's also something that nobody wants to hear.
Nope.
I think of myself as a really lucky position where I can tell a lot of those clients. I can say things that maybe their husband has said to them, but it doesn't sound as judgmental if I say it. I definitely take a deep breath and think of the nicest way to point it out. But there's definitely part of our job when we care about our clients is to say, have you considered talking to someone about it? Or they will say like, oh, well, so-and-so said I should just get on a happy pill.
Right.
And it's kind of educating them like, maybe that wasn't the best way for them to say it, but have you thought of getting on or going and talking to someone about different options of a pill?
This is such a taboo thing because I hear people all the time, I don't want to be on a pill for the rest of my life. I don't want to take a pill, blah, blah, blah. What do you do when you get a bad chest cold? And then all of a sudden, it's like, I really can't breathe very well anymore, and I'm coughing so bad. You'll go to the doctor. The doctor will say you have a upper respiratory infection or bronchitis or whatever. You get put on antibiotics to get better. So why is it such a thing to go, if you have something mentally go on, to go seek help and get possibly medication for it, you know?
My brother's wife is a therapist, and she has educated me tenfold over of why people would get on a medicine, and that it is not an easy way out, that it is not a lifetime thing, that if you start taking it, doesn't mean you have to be on it for the rest of your life. And she has educated me on people who can properly use it and ways that therapists or doctors will prescribe it to people and they abuse it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because legitimately there's a chemical in your body that's not being produced, or there is, you're so far down that you need something to bring you back to what I would consider like sea level.
Right. Growing up, even being taught all those things, that it's okay for therapy, it's okay for medication, I still was like in denial, like, no, I'm not weak, because a lot of people like me saw it as a weakness. I was like, no, I had all 5 of my other kids. I was just fine, It really is taboo by society, and it sucks. Same as, like, a couple of my kids have ADHD, and a couple of friends of the family are like, I'm not putting my child on medication, but yet they have strep throat. You give them amoxicillin. I don't understand. Anything to help your child function better in life, So finally, I stepped back and I was like, I do this for my kids because I love and care about them. So I deserve to help myself. And
I wonder if it's the taboo part of it comes because we've all heard that story, that 2020 episode where somebody has abused the situation. So like someone had a hyper child who just needed to get outside and exercise more. So they drugged their kid. So then you feel like, well, am I just not doing enough as a parent to give them? It just got to be like the cop-out thing. So when that gets to be the bigger story, that parents are being lazy and they just want this cop-out thing to, then it kind of fell into like, well, you're just being lazy. You're not doing, I've heard humans say, oh, people shouldn't be depressed. They just need to get up, get exercise. Exercise is better endorphins. They need to stop eating shit food. And it's like, oh, for some people, that could be it. If you're someone who stays in a dark room all day and you're just, in your pajamas and you're not, like, maybe that is you need to go out and do and get some sunlight and such for a mild case of something to get out of a funk or, but I think there's a different level when someone's saying it is hard for me to see one positive thing in every day of my life. It's like, well, that's not normal.
So here's what I've noticed too. It's like, Karen, if you've never been in my situation, when times I have tried to come off medication, because no, it does not have to be lifetime. You can use coping skills, exercise, things like that to keep yourself and your endorphins going and your dopamines pumping, ever stuff that we need to feel good. Serotonin, dopamines, all that stuff. But all that stuff is great. But if something has misfired in your brain that your brain no longer produces those things on its own, you need that medication, because after a year being off of mine, I gained 50 pounds and ate all the time because why? Why not? Because I didn't have what my body needed to say, don't do this, go outside and walk. And as long as I'm taking my medication like I should be, a year later, lost over 50 pounds, and I can go to the park with my kids and walk the track while they're playing and doing, because I feel good, mentally, physically. It's just a thing of like, I don't know how to explain it because I don't know how it works. I just know that the one that works for me has worked for me, tried and true, and maybe I'll take it forever. Maybe 10 years down the road, I'll try to take it again. I don't know, This was something I've been really wanting to talk about because it is very close to home to me, and there's nothing wrong with getting help for yourself, getting help for your child, or talking to a friend and saying, I've noticed some things about you lately. Maybe you should talk to someone, or even as from us to our clients that, and we're not doctors, we're not therapists, but we are that different perspective, that different eyewitness.
I would just wish upon anyone the confidence to say, this is what I need. I can't explain it right now. And if you have to try to explain it to your mom, your dad, your husband, your brother, or your sister, then the problem's on them. Like, you do what you need to do, and the people who love you will stand beside you.
Exactly.
You do what you need to do. If it's a pound of chocolate and a bottle of wine, I ain't judging.
No. Tell us how you deal with all your mental health issues, and give us some pointers about, like, maybe somebody you've helped in the past,
Yeah.
So,
like,
subscribe,
ring the bell.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all.